Hey everybody, welcome in. Exchange video again. We've had so many updates recently, and there's just a little bit more to talk up to. So let's jump into this. The premium exchange. I'm gonna make things just a little bit quicker this time and leave out just a little bit of detail. If you need the extra bit of detail, I have got other videos more recently on these exchanges, so go and check those out. But without further ado, let's get into it. With this premium exchange, pretty much all the characters, all the gear here, you're not going to want to touch unless there is an event on. Like right now, there's a Frozen event on, and 1,150 gems for 3 tokens probably isn't too bad. You could potentially do better with drop rates on, say, Grand Arena for getting tokens, but it's a bit of RNG. So if you just want the guaranteed and you only need a few tokens, that's going to get you up a level, get an event character to progress. That is an okay spending. But I'll leave it to last minute. I'll do all your energy as much as you can to do that. Other than that, outside of that, I'd say just leave these alone, grind for things, and save your gems for events and leveling and putting into things when you want to get more out of them. And same for the gem, the gear down here. Now we have a nice addition to just straight buying cloths. Now pretty much all these are just going to be for people who are spending a little bit in game or a lot in game and have excess gems and just want to get things now. That's pretty much the only time you want to buy these gems, and it pretty much is best value is buying the straight cloths and then going down further to buying each individual piece of gear. You're better off just buying the cloths and buying the threads, whatever you need, for value for gems, and everything else going down in value. You're pretty much better getting off everywhere else. So that being said, let's jump into the next mode. I will just touch on the ones at the top. So the characters at the top were all previously exclusives. Now, Shan, Hades, Mordu still hold the exclusive price, but you can farm them now. So I would say they're not really worth it. And at the moment, Baloo and Horn King just need buffs, so I wouldn't spend that much gems on them. I'd rather just get them from the other markets. Now, gold, we've now seen the tier 4 gear added into here. Now, that being said, I would still honestly purchase only the lowest ones, because they're low gold. Everybody needs gold, and to get the amount of these that you need, you're going to be spending a whole lot of gold to get enough of these essences and enough of the fibers to make the gear that you want to make. And you're going to be better off getting anything else from these, the brooms, the tiny brooms. You're going to be better off getting them from the club exchange. So let's use it right now. We're going to be jumping to the club exchange here. 750 coins for brooms here for 10 of them, whereas 20k for 2. You're going to be spending 200k gold when you could spend just 750 club coins. So the value here for the low tier gear is amazing, and that goes likewise up to the essences. 2k for 10, so much better than the gold or anywhere else. This is the best value in this exchange. Now up to the top, the characters here, what you want to get. Early game, you might want to get Jack Sparrow so you can progress with your Oceanic teams, although he is an exclusive here and he's got a higher cost. Now, he's not quite as good as he used to be. He is good, but he's not quite as good as he used to be in the current meta. So maybe he's not deserving of that cost anymore. And you might just want to, rather than investing into him, go for, say, Kristoff, who's going to get you the best characters in the game, and Elsa. So go for him in this exchange for people you want to target. If you're going for Kingdom, go for Sorcerer Mickey. And get Jack Sparrow if you really want him and if you want to have some Oceanics to progress. But there's also Hook here. Now, Hook also isn't great. He's not as good as Jack Sparrow, but he's also cheaper than Jack Sparrow. So if all you're needing is an Oceanic character, maybe you can just go for that and then fill out your other team with the other characters that you can use with the Oceanics in those events. So just take that into consideration, is that I would have previously, in the older videos, you'll see that I always recommended Jack Sparrow. But now the use for him is just decreasing a little by little, and he's still a good character, still a great character, but you got to factor in you're paying a premium price for him, and do you want to do that when down below like gear is so much better to buy? And even down here they've reduced the gear cost recently of all the tier 6 and tier 5 gear. So these used to be 4K, these used to be 6K, and now they've reduced them down so they're a little bit more affordable. You can progress more. Gear was always such a big lock, and now they're just, the little reductions have just helped us get more. Now, one also nice thing is that you'll see here the night sky droplets are 3K, whereas the rest are 3.2. And you need a lot of night sky droplets. You need a lot of night sky droplets. You need a lot of sun, cloud, and wisp. So sun is for offense, cloud is for defense, wisp is for HP, and I believe the night sky is for your speeds and tenacities and all those other type of things. Although I think beeswax is beeswax speed? Beeswax is speed, and night sky is for all their tenacities, potencies, everything else. And then these other two, you just don't use as much. So you're going to need a whole lot more night sky. So all I'll do, I'm just going to continually buy these because you're going to run out of them fast. You need 70 droplets per piece of gear that you're using. So 140 is only going to be enough for 2 pieces of gear. And you're going to need a lot. With the wispy droplets, you need enough to make at least 3 to 4 pieces of gear per character. So you are going to be looking at about 280, around about maybe 210 to 280 per character you're wanting to get up at tier 6. So just take that into consideration. You need a lot of these. And now for the thistles, the spines, the coral, all of these ones, I would say farm all these as much as you can with your energy. You're going to get better best value out of your energy for these farming. And only buy these when you really need them. But also, for late game players, there's going to be other options for you. Now, for the tournament exchange, when you're early game, I would 100% recommend Shan. Get Shan first, so you can get the complete kingdom boost. Once you unlock his leadership, then go for Anna. Get Anna, get her for the Frozen event, so you can get the Frozen characters, but also she's going to help slot into any other team, as well as be amazing on a kingdom team. And then choose, once you've got Anna, you can either go back and max Shan Liu, because he's going to just destroy things for you, and then go and max Anna. Or if you want to prioritize Anna for the Frozen event, it all depends on what your priority is going to be. Are you going to go all out for Kingdom, or you're going to go all out for Frozen? And once you've got those two characters, I would say then go and work on whoever else you need for what game modes you want to progress in, what events you want to progress in. So which sorcerer trials you find is more important and things like that. Do you need mythicals in Hades or Merlin? And do you need oceanics in Ariel? So that's who I'd say. Or do you need Dr. Facilia for a good tower character? Now, those would be my recommendations. Any of those characters are great, depending on what you need. I would say unlock Dr. Facilia if you need him to help you progress through towers, give him his healing, and then, but have your main focus on your main team. Now, let's move through to the tower exchange. Pretty much, once you beat tower level 3, go for spell packs. They're going to be your best value. They are half the cost that the actual tokens are themselves, and you're going to be getting more, like, you're going to be getting 5 tokens per what you would only be getting for 2. So even though about 50% of the spells in here are good. So 50% of the spells in here are good and usable. So I would say it is worth your time just completely investing in these, opening them all up, and eventually you're going to open up everything, and then you're probably going to eventually be far better off ahead than if you were to single target spells. Now, if you're in desperate need of a spell, just to become a competitive, like say Golden Hammer, or Fairy Slumber, or Cauldron, those would be the best 3 probably from here, is that maybe focus farm them just to unlock so you can use them, and then go all out on the spell packs to progress all of your spells. That would be my recommendation, and don't really bother touching any of these any of these mats, you're going to get them with your daily grinds through tower. So you're going to eventually get enough. I found at max level, to get a max level 4 spell, it's going to take just over a month grinding of tower, and then you can do one spell. So every month you can take one spell up to max, get more, take it up to level 4. And if you just be patient, then you're going to save your tower coins and get all your other spells up as high as you can. So I would say that would be my recommendation to you all. Now, Sorcerer's Exchange. Whoo! With this, 100% go for the chip topaz. Get these, get 5 for your main team, and then after you've got 5 for your main team, look at if you need maybe a HP stone, these pink ones, or if you need a defensive stone for maybe all your tanks where you don't want to run a speed. And then, only then, you can use those stones. You can equip and unequip the basic ones as much as you want, put them on whichever team you're running. Just be patient, only use those ones, save the rest of them until you get the mats to potentially level up one of these stones to level 2. And then buy 3 of the one that you need. And then if you've got excess currency, like me currently, I've got 20k, you can just buy whatever you need. But just make sure you're saving enough to upgrade whatever stone you can when you have enough mats to take it one to level 2. So hopefully that helps. Now, token exchange. We have seen a massive change here. Previously, you could only see this top row. All you could see was Steamboat Mickey. He is exclusive here. I would previously recommend going all out on him. But also Scrooge McDuck is here. So for people who are then getting duplicates, this is pretty much in-game. Once you've maxed a character, when you then get their tokens again, you get 1 token goes to 10 of these 7-star tokens. So, and that means pretty much every 10 duplicate tokens you can get one of these standard characters, or every 15 you can get 1 Steamboat Mickey. And now that might seem a lot to some people, but once you get to the stage where most of your characters are maxed, or a lot of your characters are maxed, and then your spells are maxed from, say, Club Dungeon, you're going to continually get them every week, and that's going to add to your 7-star exchange where you can get these characters. Now, I would say don't bother with Pocahontas, Pete's, Queen of Hearts, all these other characters, probably not really worth your time. Get them when you're going to farm them, or get them after maybe Steamboat Mickey. But Steamboat Mickey at the moment is just kind of a trophy piece. He still needs a buff, so I would either hoard all of your tokens before you spend them on him, until you can have enough tokens to max him. When you get enough to max him, or get him up to a usable state at like 5-6 star, then maybe start spending on him, but don't spend until then. Or the other option is, down here now, we have gear. They have added gear to this exchange. Now, I would say, best value, get in all this bottom row, all the tier 4 gear from the club exchange. Best value there, rather than spending 65 for 5, I would 100% rather spend the higher amounts here for, say the thorns and the thistles and these ones. So the reason why I say that is because they are the most expensive in the other exchange, whereas they're a lot closer in price here, and you're getting 5 of each no matter what. Would I rather get 5 of these, or maybe let's say 10 of these for 130 tokens here, or would I rather spend that 190 on a thistle? When you come and compare it here, you're going to be spending nearly 5k, like 4.8 here for 4 of them, or you can go down and you can get 10 of them for 2,000. I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. The amounts in the 7-star exchange, get the biggest. If you're getting 7-star exchange and you're end game, get the gear that you need for end game. And then if you have extra, maybe get droplets, but I'd say buy droplets from the club exchange. Those will be your best values. If you have so much extra tokens coming in, then get as much as you want. If you don't, then just hold off and only get the main ones, is what I would say. Get the main pieces of gear to progress your main teams, or save for that Steamboat Mickey, or go for Scrooge, since he's probably the most usable character from this exchange. And if you want to help him, this would be one of the better ways to progress through to getting Scrooge. So hopefully that helps. Now, the VIP exchange has now got the Sorcerer's Stone material to take yourselves up to level 2. pretty much don't buy the loyalty coins. You don't get that much out of it for the gold that you're spending. The ultimate chest, the 5 and 10 times, it's worth it only if you're going to be buying those anyway from the shop. I wouldn't say that the pulling packs are worth it, although if you're spending a lot, and I know some people who do that and then they don't care if they get extra tokens because then they can spend them here and they just hopefully just max all their characters. But honestly, I'd prefer, if you don't have a lot of gems, save your gems. It's not really worth the pulls. Spend them wisely on events and other things. Now, going down further, you can get the Jesse tokens 100% worth the gold. Pretty much most things that are in here for gold, like the better runes for gold, so worth it. They're so limited. Go for those. Now, everything else for gems is pretty much only if you have the extra gem income. And if you've got the extra gem income and you're spending quite a bit and you're getting a lot of gems, then things like Zurg will be worth it, Davy will be worth it because they're super limited. The others like Hades, Jack Sparrow, Robin Hood, probably not worth your time, to be honest. And some people just go all out on the runes here because this is the easiest way to get runes. Runes are so limited in the game at the moment. The spell tokens, I'd leave them for tower, honestly. Same with the mats and down to the gear. The gear is worth it in here. Just it's the same price as the premium exchange, but you can get as much as you want. So just if you're spending so much, get those. But it's pretty much only this is for the big spenders. So other than those other two things, like saying Jesse's good for anyone who's got VIP, as well as the beta runes here for gold. I would say those are worth it. So that is the exchanges. Hopefully that helps. I love the new endgame edition that has been added to the 7-star exchange, as well as even it's a nice addition here to have these in the gold exchange. And now this will also be worth it for Wales. People are spending a lot. You can always buy gold for gems, and if you need it. But I'd say it's probably better off just buying it from the premium exchange or the VIP exchange. So I love the new additions. I love the reduced costs, and it's going to help so much more people get more gear, progress further. And one more thing to note about the 7-star exchange. There might be some people out there being like, oh, well, it's not fair. It's not good. It's not going to help anybody having these here in the 7-star exchange besides whales and super in-game players. But do you know what? Eventually, you will get to the stage where you're maxing characters. Eventually, you watch this. In Club Dungeon, the rewards here, you are going to be getting all of these spell tokens. Every single week, you're going to get 10 of those, 10 of those. Those are going to be transferring over into, when you do this so many times, you're going to have these maxed. Every week, that's going to be X amount of guaranteed 7-star exchange tokens. Every time you're opening your daily packs, once you've maxed a couple of characters and you pull those characters, all of a sudden, the more characters you start maxing, the more characters you are going to be changing into the duplicate ones. So it's eventually going to be good for you, even if it's not you at the moment. You're going to get to the stage where you'll be there. As soon as you start getting to the stage where hey, I've got one max team. Oh, look at this. I can work on another max team. Boom. All of a sudden, you're going to start getting more and more and more of these. And when you can max event characters, and so if I got to the stage where on another few events time that I can now max Moana, when this event comes around, boom, all of a sudden I'm getting more tokens from this too. So that's the same for like Onward events, if you've gone for them, or Incredibles, or whichever other event that is repeatable, you can get repeat tokens for stocking up and doing that. So those are the ways you can get lots of tokens for that exchange, and that'll help you once you get to the stage where you can max out some of those characters, and then you'll get regular incomes to spend there. So it's good for everybody, even if you're not there yet. Look forward to the day, invest into characters so you can get there. So hopefully that helps, and I'm excited about those, especially the 7-star exchange. I think that's a great addition, and the loving gear, the more gear we are getting now is going to help everybody build more teams and help you more the more you progress. So stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which exchange are you mainly focusing on, and who are you getting. I want to hear from you guys what stage you're up to in the game, and hopefully this has helped you. If it has helped you, I want to hear from you too, and stick around. If you're not subscribed, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and can't wait to see you guys some more.